new day, a new event, but and the main stay tuned to 8.
The airwaves in your market.
BFF.
Good evening, Lagos and Economic Forum into the heart for this evening. But the world of economics, the world to the table. My name is Sage Babalola. These are conversations we have particular matters. Now, as I said, our top Lagos state, we want to talk about the future of distribution in different states. And Ikeja Electric Distribution, IKDC, they've now granted shake-up. It's a very, very bold step. It has removed the changing guard when there's a change in leadership. It was in Lagos. What will happen to EKDC and IKDC? Are they going to manage its own power economy? That's regulation. Pmak Ugu, he's an energy expert who will talk to us about what this transition is going to mean. This decentralization of power in the country has not had electricity in the past 10 years. We'll go on to the expiration of the contract difference with
That.
Yeah, I love Twitter. Trend in music. Traffic updates.
Actors means fight. In accommodation
is an energy expert and hello. Before we start to talk about the changes that has happened within that and energy in the country, I'm talking a difference. We had actually seen again, but overall.
Very important question your Mr. in terms of generation and grid balance, right? But what we see 4,000 to 5,000 really
Sir, I need back, sir.
Are you able to hear me clearly? About 4,000 to 5,000 megawatts, right? And a lot of people, millions of, I must say that at the moment, we've not having aging infrastructure and all that. So that is where we have the energy. That for me.
That Enugu, for example, doing the jumped on that bandwagon. The distributors, remember that is owed to them when years trying to clean up happened. So now that in a place like Lagos,
sorry, but since the Jones already know. It removes energy or electricity, generate and also regulate. So move across states that we are seeing after. Instead of regulate its own distribution company, transformed into what this means based in terms of what to do and these customers. And what the EKDC, the state regulatory body, that's LAPEC, that's LUSC swap. It's not just a name. Regarding the money owed, this is also for tax affecting funds who also make more profit. So what do we expect? So what do we expect for obligations? It's actually the decentralization is beginning to work. A better pair. You have less waiting time for folks to be the bureaucracy in terms of waiting for federal regulation. We will also experience and then we'll begin to and over and above all, digitalization is going to make happen in the coming days.
I would like some clarity though. You seem to be, I was of the opinion that this was a completely different energy, or would you be kind enough to clarify that? Are they the ones who transformed into Excel?
For a fact, these two distributors are actually, so for Lagos, for their offer. So this means short lines for those new companies. So what this means, if I say this covers about 6 or 7 states, right? Because there is no take up from there yet. So restriction. So what we are saying now is that Excel energy of
individuals, and they had even in my institution really still going to be the same workforce. Maybe they will get into this change sector. You should have utilized because of the Electricity Act 20, this new opportunity that
was pointed out. Know what obtains there, and these are the bottlenecks. So give you this notice, right? I think private entities who handle distribution companies, if physically touchlight what you see and doing, we are not advancing in terms of that we right here to make quality.
Because this morning that millions of naira has been lost. Alternative energy, so they're no longer. What then would happen with this system, with what's the state of our
Estimate the within the industry. No longer in the exclusive list. Then the state needs to rise. The state needs to begin. To GENCOs, the GENCOs were threatening to shut down. And I'm sure that was all to meaningful come to say to do opportunity mini grids are set up to serve the people, and the general public. The federal government also
3FM, and we're talking the party. According to our guests now, they've transitioned, right, following the license expiration, and also we have Exel Distribution Company Limited, but of power distribution, especially in estimated billing, is one of the biggest problems that we've not been able. Some places that maybe they have a change of name, a change of structure, hopefully.
Okay, so waking up, this a lot of people, a lot of customers to properly get metered and pay for. And by the way, of billing the question, the areas and locations mapped out for the state body will be able, will be. This will now option, in terms of,
because the minister of we have.
Yes,
is this you're going to have to pay more? That's what it's.
For us, change and for tariff, the discourse will not just question in terms of tariff. The reality, and know which body to quickly attempt and reverse that. Making tariff, what I'm saying in essence is that for how much people are actually going to pay. A person can complain here and there that they do not power. That pays outside, most of those use as we recharge. But by and large, we feel that the regular, what power is given to people is also commensurate and
put in place now of unicorns, and it became going to be fine. Things.
Okay, so Lagos, one will last. How would they be able to capacity? So now regulatory body needs to consider those details. Need to do you mentioned, right? So, but I'm sure that there will be better service delivery for.
Twice, and I was wondering how many subsidies were in electricity generation. Expect that for one would take advantage of.
For now, they also look at any financial intervention in terms of subsidy that may be coming on board. That's what I think.
What perform more for electricity? So what benchmark should we set for these new distributors? So now we have new distributors.
Okay, so for me, let's look at this agreement for the next 1 year. Let's see what they are currently doing now. Let's get better, in terms of service. We are not going to wait to the end. We can do well.
We set to only take 40 minutes of your time. For your time, do have a fantastic evening. Enjoy the rest of your day.
All right, thank you very much.
A lot of states are now starting to take advantage. 58 not doing it anymore. We will go and generate our own power. So discos are losing money because there's nobody behind some of SG. That's what they're called. That's what the word. We had thought that these are KDC and IKDC is just a different structural what happens within the power sector. And I took a leap of faith here and asked, should we? People in my state don't really have a lot. Lagos state here is a decent time before we power, or we're supposed to pay less. These are the 600043020. I beg your pardon. Hello, good evening.
Yeah, I wish you from Ojo in Lagos.
Yeah.
I think it's a fantastic thing that everywhere in some aspects, even not only states, the local government. You believe that local government are the one providing water, local government are the one providing security out to the states. But most of the things happen at the local level. Local government is more viable. This electricity don't allow America to be the major aid and use the opportunity. The person that knows about it should be the people that will be.
How are you?
I'm well, thank you so much.
Yes, this is part of decentralization. Going to depend on. Then, apart from that, the power holding installations. Those places in a company I was a companies are based. They told us that those things are after they don't make them again. So if no point, because distribution is not really a major issue. electricity generation.
Mini grid, which is why a lot of people are pulling out of the grid, are not depending on the grid anymore. So states that have taken advantage of this decentralization are investing in city would also consider that. Yes, I can. Good evening.
Yes. We are sitting at the center of the universe. You see, if the rotor is used, but this is what go to. And I love it, and I want to extend themselves. Put your money here.
Good evening.
Good evening, Babalola.
Good evening.
The Englishman is concerned. It's the fear of sustainability. You understand?
Yeah.
Because anything, especially in Nigeria here, anything which is this of historic attitude, is the adage of about the government running official way when I'm government. If they mean business, citizens in that state. So what we can in Lagos State, though there's power, there's light, but we are paying the rate, and at the same time, the issue of
John Bernard Oyi says, my own is Eco Discourse now Excel. Hear you, the presenters.
Thank you very much, ladies. I'm calling from in private hands. Why transmission company also so I don't know why.
Some utilities here can take the load
more megawatts. Okay. You understand?
We have on WhatsApp. Yes. Good evening, Sage. Just I've not seen a concrete infrastructure for how many energy. Where is the energy, Sage? Your guest says something about solar, even availability of light in many places. They increase energy tariff, just as the issue of gas. Can you believe that? Good evening.
Hey, say
People are not very excited to go ahead, please.
Okay, so I want to find out. I didn't even know. So I was listening to your guest. For me, if there's not going to be this name, if it's just going to be the same as usual, most people won't even know that there's been any. It was still around. I want to find out if there's not going to be regular power. What's also? I just hope that means for now, without seeing new.
Because since the name is different, well, the discussion would be success of this decentralization. Meter distribution, for example, do you expect to see subsidy? Do you expect to have been said regarding generation? But for distribution, the changes has started to occur. Some sort of energy, especially renewable energy, because you need to get. Can Lagos State being a metropolitan sector act? Let's take another phone call.
Don't change the name, or they change your own workers.
Why?
The perimeter. And we, honestly, if you still listing new production, that would be good for Lagos.
All right. The experiences of the average Nigerian. 145,000. Why do you want to know that? In the UK now. I'm joking. But the people now expect to get the free meters so that there was an initiative of the federal government where free meters on the meter, and they had to pay that, but they got the meter free so they can get their meter fast enough to state government. Do they have the resources? Different state. Now, mind you, this is not just Lagos. Every state list, all states. Because we are in Lagos, and today on the program. Hello.
Good evening about IBDC just, and even the supply is not that regular. There is no promptness. I want to talk about Asese in particular. Response. As against what is happening in people, there is a damage. Rise up to it, but it's not the same.
Understand.
Distribution now. There is increase in tariff.
Oh, you're saying that might be some of the. Okay.
I'm right. Walk around the clock. They walk on it forth. But there is that.
Yeah, I heard you. All right, thank you very much. You're hoping that this. We're thinking of challenges. It's actually good that you raised child rating or they can decide if they like. They get the opportunity to do that. You had to depend on the national grid, but now you take advantage of the decentralization. Did be manpower? Would you say will be one of the big 91430? It is Sɪᴛ. Is it what is next on YouTube at me? But you sent a message on Fᴏᴜ in the past decentralization. He had spoken. He told us company EK ended on the 2nd of October licenses to 2 new. A change of name. Would you mean changes would we see? And would we need to pay more? Would you need to pay more money for it? Because many people will call it less payment. It's okay to. What is this electricity independence states? Now, there are states that are currently going through economic issues. They're not even able to sustain mini grids. They're already in the country. What would invest your money in the powers in charge of electricity in different states?
First time caller here.
Nice.
Questions or contributions concerning the color decentralized to the various states and what is going on now. So they need to get all these things fixed. Who takes a call? With the line go? So those are just my own take on this.
All right. Thank you very much.
My name is Sam from Mowe.
Welcome.
Okay. Which part of it is being taken over? Still, I think going to be a problem because the attention is part of the problem, and even the transmission itself is a problem. Like the other man said in 4 days. In my house here now, this last week Tuesday, there is no whether they bring light, they don't bring light, but they are.
It actually allows them to generate. They don't have to depend on it by themselves.
Yes, to pay salary. So that's where they are good.
Let them start first. You can distribute those or contract. They're allowing private investors to set up and do not like just because Lagos is choosing to give licenses to new. How it works? Decentralization simply means authority to generate, to transmit. You can operate within capacity. If the state borrows money, first of all, there's nothing wrong with borrowing. If where the world is going now, they're able to get their own, maybe if they're able to borrow money, set that system up, it will cascade, because that will mean that there will be stable power. 4 days there's no light, and then the business owner in front of your house has to run on Go is now times 3 the price. The instability in price have made available a mini grid. So if there's better power supply, hopefully cheaper, we don't know. My guest obviously said contingent on what it costs the states to, if the states will then take it upon themselves to, are the state governors even passionate? Other governors have been doing. Lagos has done it. 2-3 other states has done it. It's expensive. Cost of production will reduce, which will mean that retail price would also reduce. And then will governors take advantage of this? How would they go about funding? How would they do to use an electricity system, right? In a few years, they should be able to pay back said loan, because they're not expenditure, and from capital expenditure, you're expected to make profit. It's only recurrent expenditure that doesn't give you any profit. So even if the states decide to take loan to set this up and generate and transmit their own electricity profit from it, and ultimately improve the business environment, WhatsApp here, it is not even available in the country. Throw the people into another thing. I think we should be having enough light by now. Friday from away with a message there. On grammar and all the prior, government should find a way from a person estate there with a, and still take maybe 2 more calls, 1 message before we round off the conversation, and we keep our a year. Our energy experts are to appraise, and we can start to please stick around.
Trend in music.
Ojoba and charity intersection.
And everything fun is.
Know that this is a bad time for our nation. Country, we